Let's talk about the Great Lakes Medieval Faire 2024. Hi, I'm Hannah. Thanks for coming to my channel where I talk all things costuming, cosplay, and live events. Today we are talking about the Great Lakes Medieval Faire. We decided to go to this new festival because it was my birthday and I was like, I want to try something new, and hopefully we're going to have a lot of fun. I do want to say that this is my first time at the Great Lakes Medieval Faire. I have never been here before, so this is a full newbie experience, and I'm going to be comparing a lot of my experiences to the experiences that I've had at the Ohio Renaissance Festival. They do have themed weekends, and this weekend was the Pirates and Puppies weekend. So there were a ton of people dressed like pirates and so many dogs. It was so wonderful to see all these families and their dogs, and all the dogs were so cute. So the first thing I want to talk about is the cost of the fair. Normally, adult tickets are $25 per person per day or $35 per person for a weekend pass. We were just going up for the day, so normally that would have been $25 per person for my husband and I. However, in order to stick to a budget and save some couple dollars, I went ahead and Googled to see if there was a promo code, because at the checkout there was an option to put in a promo code, and I was like, let's check. Doesn't hurt. And actually, when I Googled it, I found a Groupon that had like several deals going on at once somehow. And I ended up only paying $18 per ticket. So that was a savings of $14 off the cost of admission for me and my husband. One thing that is not super apparent is that there is a $5 charge for parking. I looked all over the website and it took me some digging to be able to find it. I think under the facts page, it was $5 per car to park. And it's just standard parking in the grass like a typical Ren fair. We didn't have to walk a while. It was only a couple minutes walking from our car to the gates. So overall, not that bad. In terms of value, I think this is great. In comparison to Ohio Renaissance Festival, tickets can range anywhere from $32 through $45 per adult. Now that does include parking, and it is a larger fair, so I would say value is pretty similar. Now let's talk about some of the activities that we did while we were there. One of the first things we did was Lady Ophelia's dance, which was super cute. It was basically just doing the maypole dance where you go like over and under with big ties from the top of the pole. And I was the only single adult woman there. My husband was taking video of me. So I was just with a bunch of children, their mothers, and then me. It was still a lot of fun. There was a costume guy playing the flute as we did our little dance, and there was Lady Ophelia in costume, and then there were two other Ren Fair employees there to make sure everybody had fun. And it was super cute. Ohio Ren Fair does not have any sort of dancing thing like that, so when I saw it on the schedule, I was like, yes, this is it. I need to do this. At the end of Lady Ophelia's dance, one of the, I guess, handlers for the event did some trinket trading with some of the kids, and I was like, oh my gosh, I want a trinket trade. That's not a huge thing at Ohio Ren Fair. So I had my little baggie of things that I had made to trade, and I ended up doing a little trade and having a nice, really conversation with her. And I did trinket trade over around the park a couple more times. I will say it felt like most of the shop vendors all had the same thing in their treasure box. It was all like plastic coins, plastic gems, and things like that. Whereas the things that I was giving to people were handmade little trinkets, and the shop owners that saw me give them a little handmade trinket, they were like, oh, yeah, I'm keeping that for myself. I'm not giving that to the kids, which is fine. I think it's a lovely way to have cute little interactions. Here are some of the trinkets that I traded for. I ended up going with a little pirate coin to commemorate Pirates Weekend. I've got a little ruby here and a cute little button. So if you were interested, that's kind of the thing that they had there. The only show we saw was the Wishing Well Wenches. And this was like my must do. I was like, I have to go see this show. I've seen them a lot on TikTok and other people's YouTube videos on Ren Fair experiences. So I was like, I just have to. There's no other way. I have to. So we got a pretty good spot. We were on the side. I will say, if you have never gone to one of these shows before, if you do not want to get wet, I would stay clear of like center front, because those people all got a lot of water put on them. The show was about 45 minutes long. It was super funny. It was a little raunchy. I'm sure a lot of the kids that were there didn't understand some of the innuendos that were being said. But I would say it was probably the most like adult thing that there was to do there. It was rated PG-13 on the map for the experiences for the day. I highly recommend them. They were a lot of fun. My husband and I were laughing pretty much the entire time. Another experience that we saw there that I didn't really like, it wasn't really advertised that I saw anywhere, but they have this beautiful little enclosed butterfly garden. So it's essentially this like little house that just has mesh walls. And they have a lot of flowers in there, and they have caterpillars and butterflies in there. So it's just like a little safe house for butterflies. It's super cute. There's a lot of educational aspects for it, and I think that's a great way to get kids involved and to have something new for them. So I was really excited to see that. They did also have a mermaid meet and greet. She was out at like a little pond. She was super cute. Then came the parade, which I honestly had a lot of fun with. Everybody in the parade was really engaged, and it was honestly just a really fun time. Would highly recommend.
Welcome to the parade! Hello, beautiful people. Come see I like the ad in the middle of your video. Come see Celtic Magic. It's a good time. I can tell you, bring the kids. Quite possibly. I don't know if they have a game. Look at the people over here. Where's the chopper again? There'll be rum. Really good we're here marching for you. So you can do is follow their example. Yes, wait.
Now let's talk about the food. So let me start out by saying that they have 2 food courts in the map, and that's kind of a plus and a minus. We'll talk about it. I think it's a plus because you absolutely know where you're going to find food, and then you have all the options right there. So maybe if you're there with your family, you don't have to walk back and forth across the entire park so that everybody gets something that they want. Everything is all together in this little area, so you can keep the family together. That's lovely. However, because there were only 2 of them and they were all in one place, the lines were crazy. I honestly was like, I'm hungry, but I don't want to eat anything because I don't want to stand in these lines. And it was a little misleading as well because they would have these big permanent signs up like mac and cheese here, pizza here, etc. But then you would like go up to there and get up to the window, and it was like, actually mac and cheese is over at the pizza place today. And I was like, so what if you just waited in this line because you didn't see this tiny sign saying that mac and cheese is at the other place? You know, I'm talking like customer satisfaction, guest experience type thing. Like, it just wasn't clear. It was not clear to me. I will also say that some things that were in those big permanent signs, like Scottish eggs, maybe a couple other dishes, weren't on the actual like little plastic menu when you got up to the register. So my husband did actually order the Scottish eggs. He really likes them, but they weren't on the menu for some reason. But they did have a permanent sign that said Scottish eggs. So again, it just was a little unclear. Because it was so hot, I didn't want anything really heavy. Honestly, I really wanted to get a smoothie. I was like, I'll just drink my lunch. That's great. But the line for like the smoothie place was way longer than everything else. And I was like, I'm not waiting 20 minutes and almost 90-degree heat to get a smoothie. That's not happening. So I ended up hopping in the same line my husband was in for the Scottish eggs. And I was able to get peanut butter and jelly and French fries. If you don't know me, I kind of eat like a child. So I was not upset about that. Peanut butter and jelly and fries were good. And the prices were reasonable. Like, I think it was like $4 for this big thing of fries and $2 for my peanut butter and jelly. It's not terrible. Those of you who are interested in the turkey legs for $15, which seems pretty normal to me. I'm not a big fan of them, so I did not get one, but I know a lot of people do like those. The other thing that I thought was really weird with this setup was that you couldn't get any drinks when you ordered your food. Like there are separate drink stands that you had to go to if you wanted a drink, which felt weird because those also had a really long line. So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to wait in this whole line and get all this food, but then I have to go wait in another line to get water or whatever. So again, guest experience. I would have loved to be able to buy bottled water or something at that counter, and I absolutely would have paid for it, but that was not an option. Now my husband and I were okay. We had our water bottle with us, so we grabbed our food, found a place to sit down, and we were okay. Let's talk shopping. So I went in, I was prepared to spend money. I was like, we were going there for my birthday, so I was like, I'm gonna have fun. We're just gonna buy some cute stuff. Um, and as we were walking around, I think we went into almost every shop, if not all of them. I wasn't really impressed with a lot of things that were there. It felt like a lot of stuff I saw there was something you could find online on like Amazon or Shein or AliExpress or one of those things. So it was a little disappointed that there wasn't as much like handmade, genuine things there. So like the few things that I was like, oh, this is cute. I was like, I feel like I've seen this on Amazon. Like I have had this in my cart on Amazon. But anything that I did see that was like clearly not from Amazon, it was like way out of my price range, which is a little sad. We did end up getting a few things. My husband had been wanting some of those nice big like fluffy feathers for his hat for a long time. And as we were walking down the Pirates Alley place, we found a little tent that was selling some of those. So he got 3 big fluffy feathers. So he was excited about those. We got those for $12. I don't know if somebody might say in the comments that's a ripoff. We didn't know. If it is, I don't know. We were just happy we found some. 3 for 12. It really doesn't sound that bad. And then while we were in there, that guy had a few other trinkets. It looked like they had all been made. So I did get these little guys in memoriam of Pirate Weekend. They are little skull earrings that they said were handmade. You can see they got little skulls, some little red charms, and these earrings were $10. I think they were definitely worth it. I don't know. I love them. I think they're cute. I can't wait to wear them. Here are some more general observations, experiences we had at the fair. First one was that there was no alcohol. I'm sure that was on the website somewhere and I just missed it. Or maybe it wasn't. I don't know. But I went in there. We brought our tankards, and it was for my birthday. So I was like, great. I'm going to get some cider. This is going to be fun. We were walking around all the park and we were like, where's the alcohol? Come to find out that there is no alcohol. It is very family friendly, so that makes sense, but I was a little sad. One wonderful thing about this fair is that they are huge on their reusable containers. So one other thing we did buy was this big glass jug that they filled with lemonade for us. I think you could also get sweet tea, unsweet tea, and water in these jugs. And then I just saw people bringing their cups and their jugs back to get them refilled. So that's really wonderful. I really, really liked that. And it was less wasteful if you're going to get one of those. They did have a water bottle refill station at the front of the park with the first aid tent. I am not actually sure if there are water fountains at Ohio Renfest, but I'm definitely going to be looking for those next time I go back because it was wonderful to just be able to fill up our water bottle. The permanent structures and theming throughout the park were all really well done. I thought there wasn't anything that looked really out of place. In fact, there were a lot of really cute locations for photos, TikToks, things like that. And most of them were labeled as like the so-and-so garden, etc. I will say the vibes overall were really, really great. This, I think, was the most people I've seen in costume at an event like this. There were just a ton of people just happy to be there, just dressed up. Little kids dressed up, parents dressed. I'm gonna say probably I feel like 70 to 80% of the people in attendance were dressed up in some way, which made me so happy. Like I can't that's part of why I love going to Ren Fair so much, is because we get to dress up in cute outfits. So that really, really made me happy. I'll also say I saw a lot of people with prop weapons, a lot like foam and plastic and things like that that are not going to hurt anyone, but just a higher concentration of those than I've seen at other events as well. I did bring in like a plastic little pirate sword with me and I carried it around all day. Nobody said anything, but literally it was plastic and I had it attached to my belt. Anything that like wasn't clearly plastic or foam or something like that, it was required to be piece tied at the gate. For some final thoughts on the event, I will say I would absolutely go again. It was wonderful that I was able to have this experience and still be able to get some sort of like discount on it. I am on a tight budget, so we don't always have a ton of extra funds laying around. So being able to like knock a few dollars off there really made a difference, especially since this fair is a lot farther away from us than the Ohio Renaissance Festival. The Ohio Renaissance Festival is about an hour and a half away from us, and this fair is about 3 hours from us. So we did spend more driving, gas, etc., getting there, but I was able to spend a little bit less while I was there on admission and on food. So overall, it's a pretty good balance, I think. I also like that it is earlier in the season. It is very, very hot up there. This like end of July, early August is kind of a dead time for my husband and I based on our jobs. So we usually have a little bit more time this time of year. So having something available to us at this time is really great. And again, the vibes were just so good. I just really love Ren fairs, and just have the amount of people that were dressed up again, like I'm not getting over it. The amount of people that were dressed up was really, really wonderful. That brings me to the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. Have you been to the Great Lakes Medieval Fair before? Do you like going to Renaissance festivals? Let me know down in the comments. I'd love to connect with you all. And again, thank you so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.